I've been on the YouTube content grind for a few years now, and it's been a lot of fun. I managed to create some banger content, and slowly but surely I've been growing an audience of loyal viewers. I've gotten big enough to get the occasional comment or DM asking me for advice on making content. So I figured I'd take this opportunity to make some pretty easy and lazy content. I mean, I'll do my best to give you some advice on making your own YouTube videos. The first step is both the easiest and the hardest. You gotta come up with some kind of idea. If you want to make a video, there needs to be a topic. I still struggle with this part occasionally. Some video ideas are very spur of the moment. Dustborn and that episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur come to mind. I just heard of these and decided to put my immediate time into watching them and playing the games in order to make a video on it. Some videos are based on thoughts that I've had for a while, some even before I started this channel. I've watched many different video essays talking about gaming and anime, so those video ideas just come to me in a very natural way. Hey, I played this video game. What are my thoughts on it, right? That kind of stuff. The best advice I can give here is to limit yourself to something specific. A specific game, TV show, anime, or even an individual episode from a TV show or something like that. You gotta have something specific to focus on, and this will help you out with the next bit, typing out a script. Now, not everyone types out scripts. Plenty of channels rely on just speaking into their mics and just going with the flow, train of thought and all that stuff. Stream of consciousness. But personally, I've come to rely on typing out a script for most of my projects. I find it hard to get all of my thoughts in order, so typing out a script really helps me out. It really helps out when I'm working on a larger project like any Dragon Ball related video. Since those typically rely on many different episodes or manga chapters, it helps to type out exactly what happens bit by bit, so I don't forget what I most recently watched or something like that. Personally, I think typing out scripts are like the most tedious parts of making videos. I've tried doing some without a script, but I stumble on my words way too much even with the script. But that being said, it's not 100% needed. Maybe typing out a brief outline of your thoughts is all you need, but don't underestimate how much a script really can help. Also, if you struggle with this, remember things like ChatGPT do exist. I understand that it's a bit controversial to use AI for, art and all that crap, but a bit of help here and there is okay. I've never felt the need to use it, but I do think it's perfectly fine to use it to elevate some of the weaker parts of a script. Like, come on, if it's just there to help improve a script for this one paragraph that you have trouble putting together, I think it's fine. So now that we have a video idea and a script typed out, we gotta record the audio. Haha, meta Chaz right now. I'm recording this audio in the past and you're watching this video in the future. I'm so fucking awesome and funny. So the program I use is called Audacity. It's free and there are plenty of videos showing how to use different filters and all that stuff to help clean up your audio. I don't really feel the need to go too deep into this section. There are plenty of other channels that have done Audacity tutorials, so just watch one of those and you'll be fine. But you would be surprised just how much gets cut out or how many times I have to redo a section because, oh, Kite and Chaz just can't fucking read. So the next bit is when we actually edit the video. I use Wondershare Filmora. This video is not sponsored by them. I've been using this software for, a few years now. I'm not trying to tell you you gotta get exactly what I use. There are plenty of other editing tools like DaVinci Resolve. It really just comes down to, are you willing to pay a lot of money for it, that kind of thing. And typically these kind of, softwares, they do allow you to have a free trial for a little bit of time just so you can see if, you really want to use it. Now, obviously, there are ways to acquire these pieces of software, for free, I'll say it like that, but that's not what I want to talk about here. Just whatever, let's move on. When it comes to editing, you can find many different tutorials on using specific tools or editing styles. This is really just something you gotta screw around with for a while to understand it better, to understand what you like to use for edits and stuff like that. So here's where I can finally give some actual specific advice that I think will help you out if you are going to try to make content. When you're making a video, you need to think about it from the audience's perspective. It's important that you have an overall vision for your project, but don't let it come at the expense of whomever is watching the video. For example, I originally planned on opening my Red Ribbon Army video by talking about another YouTube channel that I stumbled upon that makes piano covers of some Dragon Ball songs. I really enjoy how they sound, and when I learned what the original song was, I was like, oh, it's a Red Ribbon Army song. Wait a minute, the Red Ribbon Army is really cool. And I wanted to talk about this as a way to just, tiz them out over something I really enjoy. But after a while, I stepped away from editing and thought to myself, is this actually good? I liked it. I thought it was cool talking about something that I enjoy, but after doing this for a while, I've come to understand how important the viewer's perspective is. If someone clicks on a video about the Red Ribbon Army, they don't want to have to sit through a minute and a half of me rambling before I finally get to the main topic. In that time, they will probably just get bored and move on to another video. So I scrapped that opening, and I think the way I started the video is infinitely better. If you want to say something specific or do a fun edit, ask yourself this: is it relevant to what you're talking about? You need to stay focused for the most part. It's very easy to get off track and go on an unrelated rant. Another example of something like this that I've been sitting on is I want to make another Pokemon Nuzlocke video. I have all of the footage recorded for it, and I've been thinking it would be really funny if I put in Adachi in this Pokemon run as just like a recurring character and even a secret boss at the end of the run. To me, I think it's hilarious. I think it's just so funny. But will the average viewer find it to be funny? Now, obviously, I'm not talking to the die-hard Kite and Chaz viewers that are watching this, the second this video comes out. To an average person that clicks on a Pokemon Nuzlocke video, will they even know who Adachi is? Not everyone has played Persona 4 and will understand the reference. So I have to ask myself, do I want to put in all this extra time and effort to making these edits just to find out most people didn't find it enjoyable? Do I want to make him the climactic final battle just so only, 10 people get to that point because they think it's so funny? It's something I need to think about, the balance between my creative vision and how the audience will react to it. It's something you really need to think about and just figure out the balance between it. So while editing, a big part that I love to do is find the right song. I have been told that I rely on Persona music just a tiny bit too much. In case you've been wondering why I've only been using classical music throughout this video, here's why. I rely on songs from Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and Persona for the most part. These songs work, but I really should try to use other songs as background music, especially if I'm talking about something completely unrelated to those series. Like, I used an instrumental version of Yin Yang from the Persona 4 anime while I was bitching about that DEI Moon Girl episode. It was completely unrelated to what I was talking about, and although I do like the song, yeah, I'll admit I should do better with picking, some different background music as a whole. Anyways, here's the finale of the 1812 Overture, Cannon Go Burr. So now that we've gone through the whole process of making the video, from the video topic, typing out a script, recording the audio, and editing the project together, we finally got to make a YouTube thumbnail. I use a free site called Pixlr purely because it's free. It's simple enough and gets the job done. I'm sure that there's some video out there that could explain thumbnail theory and whatever, like, oh, here's the big red arrow, big bold text. But let me use this bit to go on a little tism, tangent, if you will. If Persona has taught me anything, it's that you don't have to do everything by yourself. If you don't understand how to use a tool in Filmora, well, there are good tutorials breaking down how to do something. I'll ask my friend Manic all the time if he thinks a thumbnail I'm working on is good or not. Most of the time, it's not. Hell, sometimes I'll ask him to just make a thumbnail for me because I think he will make a better thumbnail than I was thinking of for whatever project I ask him for. What I'm getting at is that you can ask a friend for their opinion. On YouTube, you can upload a video as unlisted, send that link to someone you trust, and ask for their opinion. Hearing a different perspective on a project can help you out a lot. That's how I've been able to improve overall when I ask myself, hey, how does something look from the audience's perspective? Because I've gotten people to give me that perspective themselves. I'm not telling you you should go out and hire an editor or pay someone else to make a thumbnail, but if you have a few friends, ask them for advice if you're unsure on something. I get the feeling that you want something more concrete though, some advice that will actually help you to make a video. Well, you know what? I've been thinking about it for a while, and I think I finally have that perfect piece of advice. If you out there listening to this video genuinely want to make some YouTube content or, content on another platform, whatever, you gotta listen closely. You suck. Your editing, thumbnails, and voice recordings are all horrible. You have no original ideas. And any idea that you might think is original is actually just too stupid to be taken seriously. Whatever video you wanted to make, well, guess what? Someone else has already made it, and it's 100% better than the video you wanted to make. You should just quit right now. Stop thinking about, oh, I want to make a project. Just quit. Give up.
Now maybe you'll realize what I knew all along. You are worthless.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should.
That's how I think whenever I'm working on a video. No matter what it's about, I always get these kind of doubts. I have made plenty of videos that have popped off and gotten a great reception for the people who've watched it, but I'll always think that whatever I'm working on just isn't that good. I'm currently playing Persona 4 Arena Ultimax and I want to make a video talking about it, but I'm sure that if I looked up videos about the story mode and about Labyrinth specifically, there's no doubt in my mind that videos will pop up that have already been made, that have already gotten a great reception, that will probably be better than what I want to make. To quote South Park,
Simpsons did it! Simpsons did it!
Odds are whatever video you want to make, someone's already made it. That's just how it is. Hell, I'm sure this exact video idea has been made dozens, if not hundreds of times. How do you make YouTube videos? And then let's talk about it. I might as well just take the piss out of this video and give you all some blatantly wrong advice. Alright everyone, listen up. You're in the presence of the one and only Kaiden Chaz. I have over 100 million subscribers and I'm going to share all the knowledge and wisdom I can possibly spare. For starters, be as loud as you can. Do not give your audience a second to think. Spam as many memes and sound effects as you possibly can, and make sure they're loud enough to cause permanent damage to their ears. Make sure you ask them to like, comment, and subscribe every 30 seconds. We all know that every person who uses the internet is too fucking stupid to know to subscribe to a channel that they find entertaining.
Mr. Chaz, can I say the N-word?
Of course you can! If anything, saying the N-word is a rite of passage to anyone trying to grow their channel.
What a fucking
Now I hope you use all these little pieces of advice carefully and wisely. Not everyone can understand my genius, so go out into the wild and make me proud with some top tier peak content.
Hey Chaz, guess what? Your advice worked. I already have 50,000 subscribers after only doing this for a month. Thank you.
God damn it.
You're stupid.
And let me just tell you this, it is okay to have a hot take. If anything, having an opinion that goes against the general masses can be beneficial. I hate Sonic the Hedgehog and I will take any chance I can to voice that opinion. Slipping in a bit of that every now and then can help boost engagement. Like, oh, what? Look, you randomly said you hate Sonic. I'm gonna make a comment about it. Well, chat, since my channel is about to be deleted, there is one more secret I must share with you. I did not care for the Lord of the Rings.
What?
Did not care for the Lord of the Rings.
You must be talking about that newer show that sucked, right?
No. I'm talking about the original trilogy.
But Chaz, they're all perfect movies.
I mean, yeah, the movies do look great.
The acting, the cinematography.
Look, I'm not...
Elijah Wood, Orlando Bloom, Christopher Lee.
Look, I know, I'm not saying the trilogy is bad. It's an objectively good trilogy, but I just did not like it.
Why not?
I just couldn't get into it.
Explain yourself. What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, chat.
What? What does that even mean?
It insists upon itself.
You're stupid.
You just gotta accept that if you do have an opinion that goes against the grain, you're gonna get a lot of criticism for it.
Gonna have a bad time.
If you have an opinion that, not anyone else shares, you're gonna get pushback, but that is okay. You just gotta be ready to deal with it when the time comes. The best advice I can give you if you ask me, do I have any advice on making content, is you just gotta make content. It's as simple as that. If you want to get better at drawing, well, you gotta pick up a pencil and your how to draw anime book that you got from the Scholastic Book Fair 15 years ago and just start doodling. If you want to do a 225-pound bench press, well, you just gotta go to the gym and start lifting just the bar and go from there. With most hobbies, you're most likely going to suck at it at first. That's just how it is. But as long as you keep having fun doing it, it's fine if it's not very good. When people ask me, how do I make a video, or do you have advice on making content, it's not that they don't understand how to do it. It's pretty simple in all honesty, just really time consuming if anything. You just talk about something you're interested in, add some memes or a green screen video here and there, and boom, you've got some content. I think what these people are actually asking me is what tools are available to me and how do I make the best use of them. If someone asked me how do I win in a fighting game, I could just respond with lower the opponent's HP to 0, but that's not what they were actually asking me. Things like Audacity and Pixlr are free and work perfectly fine, but knowing how to make use of those can be tricky and might take some time to actually fully understand them. Like with most hobbies, you are probably going to have to spend some money to really enjoy it, but you don't need to spend thousands of bucks on equipment. A $30 or $40 mic is perfectly fine, especially if you know how to clean up the audio in Audacity. You might have to search for the actual editing software that works best for you, but it will be out there. Whether or not you actually have to spend a lot of money on it, that's another thing, but like the choice is up to you. I really am sorry if you wanted some better, more concrete advice, but I can't really give anything beyond what I've said here. If you were asking me, hey, I want to make content, what advice can you give me? And you ask that with the intent of, oh, I want a channel that has 1 million subscribers and all that stuff, I can't really give that. If your goal for making content is to get as big as possible, there are ways to play the YouTube game, talk about drama that's going on, bigger names like, the whole Destiny scandal that is going on. I could hypothetically make a video on that, but I don't want to. But if you want to make a video trying to talk about it, by all means go for it. If you want to upload 15 shorts a day to boost engagement, you can do that. But if you're just wanting to do this kind of thing as a hobby, just for fun, at the end of the day, you just gotta do it. You can put as much or as little effort into what your content will be as you feel like. If you want to edit a 6-hour-long video essay talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore, you can do that. Or if you want to just hit record on OBS and talk for 15 minutes and upload that as a segment to your YouTube channel, you can do that too. That's all the advice I could really say. If this video did manage to give you some good advice that you're gonna use, that's amazing. If not, well, I hope you at least found it to be somewhat entertaining. That's all I have to say. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Pentagram of Torah.
Get that vehicle moving again!
Doctor Strange, be someone else.
No. No, I don't think I will.